Episode Revenant releases tomorrow, but today we have a brand new trailer to dive through. A look at Fikrul and his new undead army of darkness. Fikrul's watchtower and new locations. A look at some of the exotics and weapons in action, potions, and much more. Let's roll the trailer first and analyze everything else at this timestamp here.
I bring a gift, reborn through extinction. Risen, I scorn.
A new species of scorn are hunting Elixni across the system.
Once he finds you, it's too late. Fikrul must be stopped.
Stand against those who would cast us into ruin. Defend our people. But against the dead, killing is not enough. I name you Slayer Baron. Carve a future for the living from the bones of the dead. We are beyond death.
So the trailer kicks off with a clip of Fikrul acquiring the Echo. We see pyramids in the background as it floats down towards his staff and embeds within. We know Fikrul has been sort of leaderless, doing his own thing since the events of Forsaken and afterwards. Aldrin Sov, his father, died, would later become a guardian, and when the Witness would take over Scorn, Fikrul wouldn't side with the villain but rather keep his own army and his own agenda. We know these echoes come from the Traveler, and from the death of the Witness, all these memories of the species it destroyed and the light coalesced into these three objects that scattered across the system. Maya Sundaresh had the first one, Fikrul has this one. We can see with the power of the Echo, it's totally changed him. His design is completely different than what we saw before. A new headdress, glowing red eyes, and a new cloak. Fikrul has the power to raise a dark army. A new breed of Scorn has been created, and he's been hunting down Elixni in order to create said army. We get a really cool clip of this Vandal sort of transforming into one of Fikrul's minions, kind of like how Eris transformed into her Hive morph last year. Here is some of the environments we see. This first one is a darkness version of the Crucible map, Widow's Court. We see egregore-like tendril plants littered around the environment as the hunter with the new armor and exotic approaches. In the next clip, a guardian walks through a corridor which looks to be in the Dreaming City. I'm not sure if we've seen this specific area before, let me know in the comments. When it comes to environments, it looks like we may be heading back to the Tangled Shore, or at least parts of it. Fikrul's watchtower was mentioned in previous Vidocs and Bungie blog posts, and that might be visible on screen now. Most of this trailer didn't give us too much story information, this is just for Act 1, but it explained Fikrul a little bit, gave us some dialogue from characters like Aramis, and then showed us Onslaught and some of the new items you can go after. This shot slowed down shows us a look at one of the new Scorn enemies. It's just a different version of a Baron. This can be found for sure in Onslaught and maybe some missions if there is going to be any. Potions are going to be a big part of the Guardian's arsenal in taking down Fikrul, and Ido is going to help us out with that. Here we can see a Guardian consuming one of said potions. We next get a look at some of the gear, and it looks pretty sick. Next to the vampire theme, the heavy metal music heard in the trailer, these look awesome. The Guardians wield a shotgun, an SMG, and the brand new Aelthonium grenade launcher. Hopefully I said that right. The last chunk of the trailer shows us some of the new Onslaught editions, which they also showed in the stream last week. We know Widow's Court is going to be one of the maps, and you'll be able to wield a turret like this one. Trip mines are also getting an update, and here's a look at the weapon that allows you to call in airstrikes. Next up, a look at the exotics in action. Here we have the Blastwave Strider's Titan exotic. Gain resistance to your explosives. Defeat targets to charge this armor. Once charged, you can slide or deal explosive self-damage to rocket jump backward and blast deadly shrapnel projectiles that spawn stasis crystals on impact. The Warlock chest piece is the Rhymecoat Raiment. Your Bleak Watcher turrets are enhanced with extended range and are surrounded by stasis crystals and a storm. While standing in the storm, you are granted icicles over time. Icicles activate when you fire your weapons, applying slow to targets they hit. And the Hunter exotic is the Mask of Fealty. Withering Blade hits and bounces create a small stasis crystal and refund a portion of melee energy. Using Withering Blade to shatter crystals or frozen targets releases a spread of Withering Blades. And then we have the new exotic Grenade Launcher. For the Harvester Spike intrinsic trait, this weapon fires a Harvester Spike projectile. Dealing final blows with this weapon creates a single vestige at the target's location. Impaling more powerful combatants with the projectile creates a steady stream of vestiges from the target. This weapon gains energy when picking up vestiges. When you get 50% energy, you can use it to create special ammo bricks for you and your allies. If it gets to 100%, you can create a heavy brick. But anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for this video. A quick little recap of the Act 1 trailer. We didn't get too much new information, we kinda knew most of this, but it was nice to see some of it. Fikrul's new look, his voice, and some characters returning like Aramis, and even a look at that possible watchtower. If you found anything in the trailer we missed, be sure to let us know in the comments. But I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.